Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 84, for real. Hopefully this episode is for real. We are hopefully streaming without any difficulty, unlike last week. Welcome to On the Anvil.
We're not using the office internet, so we should be all right.
Woo! Welcome to, this is On the Anvil. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge and show you what we're working on, what we're thinking about. We hang out for a couple hours, talk RPGs, tabletop, and drink a frosty beverage. And tonight we're looking at our upcoming Cities Kickstarter for this fall. The end of every month, we're going to do a little a Cities deep dive. Tonight we are diving deep into the city. What else is going on, Chris?
What else is going on? That's mostly it. Like, we can spend 5 hours talking about cities if we really wanted to.
Nobody wants that, right?
Sorry. Outside of that, we have some stuff we want to show you. Outside of that, we're going to have some news and all that, as well as there's a lot of Kickstarters going on right now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fill in a lot of those things too. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening. A lot of people who could use your help making awesome stuff.
Woo! We're also giving away $50 gift certificate at the halfway point. So hang in there. You know, we might forget, so please feel free to remind us if we, for some reason, forget. And mostly just, hang out. Ask us some questions. Be here. Enjoy the stream however you like, but we're here to be interacted with if you so desire. That's the fun of it. And thanks for hanging out for a couple hours. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, basically. Sorry, my cat is
she's in.
Freaking out right now. You ready to get into the news?
Yeah. I had a dog. If she heard loud noises, she would try and climb to high ground, which is like on top of your head. And it was, I can relate.
Awesome.
Yeah, if I can find the... Okay, the news. Are you ready?
Yeah, always.
Are they ready? It's the news! News! It's the news. News. We're in the news, Chris. What, do we have any breaking news?
Yes, actually. You know what, before we do the Kickstarters, let's do the breaking news. We got some updates regarding a lot of containers and the global shipping and them getting dropped in places.
Wait.
That was not the right way to phrase that.
No. We haven't had any containers dropped in a while. That it was.
Yeah, we haven't dropped a container. Turns out we never dropped a container. We just were afraid we did. The last North American Wildlands container, the one with the light puck stuff, has hit land and is on the way to the warehouse.
Purposefully hit the land. Yeah.
Yes. We believe every other container for the rest of the world has also hit land. We're trying to get confirmation. We know that the EU ship got to the port, but also the port was like delayed with unloading and stuff. And we're trying to get like a specific update about whether or not it has been unloaded and whether it's through customs. Yeah. And we've been reaching out and just not really getting word back, which happens sometimes, but we know that it is safely in the EU, and as soon as we know that it's through customs, we'll let you know. And then, what else? I think the only one that has not hit land yet is the one going to Australia, and that should be landing in the next couple of days. It's supposed to land by the end of the month.
And was it New Zealand?
But the Japanese container should be in customs. EU container should be in customs. So we're hoping all that stuff goes through.
Although I think I saw in the comments someone in Japan got their set. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, was it already shipping?
I don't know. It was last we heard. It was stuck in customs. We didn't know what was going on. But then I thought I saw somebody had gotten a set. So I don't know.
Somebody got their thing fully shipped before we even found out that it was through customs.
Well, we're gonna send an official update. Jay's writing an update tomorrow, so go out on Friday. Official shipping status, but basically we're so dangerously close, only 11 months late. We're this close to the finish line.
Yeah, global shipping has been phenomenally awful, but we are genuinely in the home stretch, and it's very nice. Everybody should we should finish delivering everybody's stuff next month, which is wild. Yeah. And speaking of other containers, the restock containers, they hit the port, and then they just kind of disappeared for a while.
We have one and two more really close, right?
Yeah. We they're like arriving out of order and stuff like that, but like for a while, like it just the tracking number wasn't like showing us anything, and but we now have confirmation that they're both arriving by the end of the week. So the restock, we are currently aiming to set it live next Wednesday.
Wednesday, what's
the
date?
At all the stuff coming in that restock, if you go to the site, there's a banner at the top of it that says restock coming. It'll show you all the restock sets that are coming. That includes the new Hellscape sets and like the ice version of the Natural Bridge, all the new sets.
So exciting.
We've already put the listings up so you can preview them. That includes that there's a new paint as well. We've got Dungeon Gray paint.
Which should have been the first paint we ever had, but you know. So
you would think.
Is there a link to the collection of what's coming that people can look at?
I'll grab it right now.
So
this is
May 4th. May the 4th be with you. May 4th will be our April restock, to be clear.
Yeah. Oh, we've already updated the banner too to say May 4th.
Woo!
Awesome. And everything in this restock as well, like this is a full restock. This is not one of those limited release things where we had like 5 of a set at the factory or something.
Well, when 3 containers worth of stuff gets backed up and finally just shows up all at once, this is the fullest restock we've probably ever had.
Yeah. There's not going to be any limited release stuff here. Everything coming out here is going to have hundreds in stock. And yeah, the Dungeon Gray paint is actually already live, so you can actually get the paint already. The paint came in separately. We just put it up. Then the Dungeon Gray paint, it's for matching the casting of our dungeon pieces, as well as some of our other stuff is also cast in Dungeon Gray. So if you want to get like a base coat down to make it match dungeons or something like that, you can also apply it to other people's terrain. If you got sets from somewhere else and you want it to blend in with our dungeons better or something, you can just base it in Dungeon Gray and then paint over it.
But new Hellscape, new ice. Like, it's exciting. And we have a bunch of bundles, right?
We have bundles.
5 bundles of stuff.
I don't know if the bundles are live yet for people to look at. Let me see. I think we were going to put them up for preview. Okay, they aren't live yet. I'll check in on that after.
It's exciting stuff.
We're going to have 2 dungeon bundles, a cavern bundle, and 2 Hellscape bundles. And then we also did a bundle that combines some Dread Hollow and a City core set, along with some accessories.
It's a good one.
And so that technically won't actually be available until a couple weeks from now, when the next restock container lands that has the Dread Hollow dressing in it.
So that could be more than a couple of weeks from now.
It's supposed to be. I mean, once it's on the wall, yeah. We'll see.
Moral of this news segment is shipping very unreliable.
Yeah, it turns out a global pandemic really messes with supply chains.
So what else we got?
We've got one more big thing. Wait, is it a big thing that we can announce?
I think so. Are you talking about the thing I'm thinking?
I think we can officially announce now. We've got merch now. The first time having merch. We got 2 shirts. Oh, I forgot to put mine up. All my cat's on my lap, so I can't really go get it. This is one of the shirts. It's based on the Cerberus Warhound art that
not based on it is
did for Hellscape. And we've also got a one that's just like a simple Dwarven logo on the front. Currently, we're only shipping to the U.S., I believe. We're investigating, like, working out if we can find a way to make it work for the rest of the world without it being, like, ridiculous shipping.
Yes.
But with the supplier that we're doing right now, only North America makes sense. So we're trying to get it to... Because it's going through a different... Another thing to keep in mind, this is going through a different, like, supplier and everything than our, like, Dwarvenite and stuff. So it's not coming from our warehouse, so we can't, like, combine shipping.
It's a print on demand.
With your Dwarvenite.
It's print on demand.
Yeah.
Well, but what... Can you give them the link?
For the merch?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 second.
And would love if a couple people, I mean, obviously only if you want them, but if a couple people could buy some shirts and let us know I'm curious, how long does it take? How's the quality feel to you? This feels good to me. Yeah, I'm excited to hear what people think. We got a few more shirt designs and stuff that'll roll out over time. Maybe some other things, but we wanted to get 2 things up and test the.
Yeah, we're starting small. Black is so far they're only offered. We've got 2. They're both black with red as the lettering on it.
Go figure.
Our sizes go from small up to I believe 3XL.
Maybe at some point we'll have to have kids sizes.
If you want to know, BW wants to know how tight it is on the shoulders. Want to know if we should order a size up to have the arms loose or not?
I don't know. I don't know anything about clothing. Like I just wear the same thing. Like I have a stack of the same whatever. So I don't know. It feels tighter than the normal t-shirts I wear, but like I don't know. It's a retail fit, which is.
That's fair.
I don't know what that means.
Price point? They're in the collection. 27 for the Cerberus shirt. 29 for the Dwarven badge shirt because it's 2-sided instead of just having art on the front. Yeah.
Look at that Felipe art. That's like.
Any chance of tall sizes? Ooh, can we set that up? No. I don't know anything about fashion either. We're probably the 2 worst equipped people to talk about clothing.
Well, it's a third party. It's a print on demand place, so we'll inquire what they have, what they carry. But it's a good question.
Limited by this isn't a thing that we're like producing ourselves, really.
Well, we wanted to see if there was interest and see how it goes and yada yada. Yeah, and let us know what
there now. They are live now. Yes.
Let us know if there's other sorts of things, other shirts you'd like to see, other designs, other whatever. Yeah.
We do. Yeah. Mace has been working at getting this stuff up for a while.
Like 2 years or so. It just keeps getting derailed by whatever. She's the queen o' merch.
It was never the highest priority, so it always got pushed back. Wildlands bag print shirts, that would be cool.
Mace is basically just the queen. In this case, the queen of merch, but she's just the queen.
Okay. Any thoughts of hoodies? Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah. Let's get. We gotta have some people get these and be happy with them and send us a note that says, "Wow, I'm really excited to make more merch," and then we can. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff we want to do. We're just starting off small for now to make sure that it's all working all right before we expand it more. But yeah, that's all of the stuff on our end. Woo! Let's talk about Kickstarters real quick. April is a really wild time for Kickstarters. Apparently, there's a lot of stuff going on. The biggest thing, the most recent, I should say. Our friends over at Broken Anvil just launched their first war game. They did a Dungeon Delvers Kickstarter mini shortly after Wildlands, and Hamster and I both went basically all in on it. Really, really phenomenal 3D sculptors, and they're making their first war game. And Hamster and I got to play it at Adepticon, and it's really, really good. It's really solid. It's very accessible, I think, is the thing. I was telling Nate that this is actually, I think, a pretty easy skirmish game to get kids in on. If anybody's familiar with Heroescape, it's that kind of simple.
What excited me about your description was the sort of the fast tempo based gameplay, stuff. Your units keep coming back in and spawning, blah blah blah, and it's moving, and you can play up to 8 players, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some
It's short games that are really, or no, the 8 players thing was Freeblades.
Oh.
Yeah. Rivenstone it's short, fast paced games, and it's very simple tools, and each faction is very good at what they do. So it becomes about how well can you set yourself up to just have one round where you just go nuts and spend a bunch of burn a bunch of Rivenstone and do a bunch of extra attacks, and every hero has extra conditions to get extra victory points at the end of the round and stuff. It's a really interesting game.
Burn a bunch of Rivenstone as one does.
Yeah.
What else? Who else has got Kickstarters cooking?
Our friends over at Galadoria are also running one. Hey, if you are one of the people who always wants us to do Palisades,
they got them.
Galadoria is doing some really good Palisades right now. They cast in CeoCast, which makes it pretty durable, and they're also doing pre-painted the way that we do pre-painted. They do really good detailed stuff. They've got a long track record of really high quality delivering. Like they're really, really good people, really good at what they do. There's a lot of it is it's also more like kind of fantasy race driven. So they're like, we've got Dwarven stuff, we've got Elven stuff, that sort of thing. So if you're in the market for that kind of stuff, check out Galadoria.
Good, they're good folks making stuff here in the U.S. over in Rhode Island. Kevin Kennedy is a longtime DF backer, and lots of cool little accessories, pre-painted.
Yeah, and then some of our other friends over at Gallant Goblin are doing a Kickstarter for Kobold plushies. They've got like 18 days left. They still got a while, but like they've been chewing through their stretch goals, and they're like 2 away from having all different designs unlocked. They're just adorable, and the guys over at Gallant Goblin are just really awesome. Really, really nice people, just really positive presence in the space. And they've done some reviews of our stuff before, and they're very good at it. They're very knowledgeable about everything tabletop, just like super passionate gamers putting good stuff out there. And the Kobold plushies are adorable. If that's the kind of thing that you'd be into or someone you know would be into, they'd probably be a pretty good presence as well.
And they have some minis. They have some STL minis in there and some virtual tabletop stuff and a bunch of fun things. They're doing community votes, and I don't know, it's just a fun campaign. And a whole rainbow color, all the different kobolds in all colors and all classes. Like there's warlocks and rangers and rogues and fighters. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then and our other friends over at Reaper are running their 6 Bones Kickstarter right now. They just got into the final 72 hours, so they're about to start picking up again. If you need a bunch of minis, if you're fairly new to using terrain and you need more minis to put on it, Reaper is like the best kind of bang for your buck in terms of just getting like a bunch of minis to cover a bunch of different situations at like very low prices. I went big on their last one.
You're still painting
like less than $1 a mini, basically.
You can't beat.
And they're really got a lot of really good sculptors.
You can't beat the price, the Bones pricing. Like you just get buckets of good stuff. They have this. Their 30th anniversary dragon is outrageous. It's beautiful. Max Dunbar did the art, and it's so nice. Like they're really it's pretty exciting.
Apparently they just announced that they're making a lighthouse.
Oh, it's their surprise.
That might be a really good set piece. Put that on some Aranthor Mountains in the middle of a water mat, and you've got like a really nice. That would actually look really good on the new Aranthor stuff.
Set definitely last 3 days on it, so definitely worth checking out if you're not in it yet.
And then more of our friends that are also nearing the end of their Kickstarter. Our friends over at Weirdscape are doing that augmented reality tabletop thing. We've talked about it a couple times, but it's a way to build out dungeons and stuff with your tablet for augmented reality. Place it on a table. You can also use it to like build and like work through ideas like in the car or something on the go on your tablet. And it's gonna have some of our pieces in there. They're scanning some of our stuff for dungeons and caverns and cities. As well as they've got stuff from Fat Dragon. They've got, I think they've got some Reaper stuff in there. They got HeroScape functionality.
Reaper minis.
Hero Forge.
Yep.
Yeah, they're getting into like the last 4 days of their Kickstarter, and also we're gonna have them on tomorrow night. We tried to have them on last week, and our internet absolutely just stopped existing.
In fact, it hasn't recovered yet. Like it's like in the dead zone.
Internet is still very bad, and Spectrum keeps telling us they just keep going like every time we call, it's like it's still doing it. They're like, try restarting the modem. It's like we've done that. We've done that many times.
Is your computer on? You're like,
yeah. So check out Arcana. It's a really interesting like. Kind of advancement in technology in the space. But we're going to have them on tomorrow in place of the Hobby Hang. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have them on this channel. They'll do a demo walking through Arcana, showing how you can build with it. They'll be able to answer questions and all that. We'll probably go for around an hour, about 6 to 7, I'd imagine, Eastern time.
It should be neat to see the Grant's going to just connect his iPad right in and give you first-person view of what he's doing. It should be cool.
Yeah, he's going to show you exactly what you can do with the stuff. And
I was so pumped to look at it with them last week, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. But I'm gonna run the stream from here tomorrow so that we don't have that potential internet issue pop up again. And yeah, we'll make up that stream.
Woo!
That is all the news that's fit to say.
Oh man, I didn't prep
on
stream.
Yeah.
All the news that's fit for the internet.
Kickstarters today, but like we had to talk about them.
There's a lot of good folks.
Yeah.
Here that needs something. Hang on, I gotta go to me. I realized I didn't prep the stills.
You prep the stills? Oh, okay.
I don't even know what I use.
I'll just vamp for a while. Hey guys, so
what is this?
Here at Dwarven Forge, we're constantly trying to think of ways to improve the tabletop experience.
Oh no. Okay, I found it. I'm sure.
Wait, you found it? It's all good.
I don't know.
In ways that have never been done before.
Oh, there it is.
This Kickstarter is no. I should just start reading. Hang on. I'm just gonna start reading the.
It's gonna be 35.
Here we go. As you may know, our Wildlands Kickstarter is in the final stages of shipping, and once all Kickstarters.
Wait, you're reading an email to
Wildlands in our web store. Meanwhile, our development team has been totally immersed in our return to the city, coming this fall on Kickstarter. While this sounds far off, we're going to show you what we've been crafting. You know how you'll write something and then you'll speak it and it doesn't sound human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so good news is we're back. We're live. I just realized I hadn't pulled the fixtures tales up. So we're going into cities. We're aiming for a launch. What?
I miss news.
What news? What news?
Really
what news?
Our friends over at Wizards of the Coast are making Spelljammer for 5th edition. And we're all really, really stoked about that. That's all the
news. Alright. Wait, how do I get to the page? Okay. News.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Hamjammer confirmed.
Hamjammer, let's go.
Why couldn't they just done Planescape or something? Anyway.
It's so funny to me that, like, Spelljammer is where you're like, this is silly.
I am just not in for, Murder Comets and Flumph Pirates and GIF Walrus, like, I don't know. It's just... Anyway, we're doing we're going to the cities this fall. And we're endeavoring to. I'm giving. Oh, before we do anything, wait. We got to go to black screen. How do we go to a black screen? Let's go back to.
You want to go to the black screen? Just hit the eye next to the image, or we can do this. That's
fine. Preamble. What you're about to see could all change. This is like right where this is. We're gonna walk through what we're developing, what we're thinking, what we're working on, but. Things evolve. Anybody that's watched streams leading up to Wildlands will know, a lot of stuff evolved and changed and tweaked, and part of the fun is watching the process. So, this is what we're going to show you is work in progress, and it's who knows where it's all going to go. As well as sometimes our best laid plans just explode. So we don't know what it's all going to be. But anyway, that's weird. So anyway, all this could change. We're going to the cities. We are going to expand the existing, add a few new pieces to the existing Tudor and Stone lines. Right, we've got Tudor houses and Fieldstone houses. We're going to add a few things to that. But mostly we are expanding into some new biomes. We're going to have rustic wood, fancy ashlar, and a bunch of toolbox sets like scaffolding and roofs and courtyard walls and tons of accessories and whatnot. And the goal is basically to do everything that we weren't happy with in cities, trying to improve all of the weaknesses or the things that we thought could be better in the original cities, expand out and give you a whole bunch of new ways to build on the stuff you already have. But it's going to be self-contained. You can drop in, even if you don't have any of the original cities stuff, you can drop in and it'll be a full self-contained, wonderful world. So we've got quick overview. So our rustic wood, we're going to have here's a little sampling of some of the floors that we have lined up. We are doing floors. So one of the problems in the original cities, and I forgive anybody that's seen this before, we might repeat some stuff before we get to some new stuff, just for anybody that hasn't seen it. So the original cities, we had solid floors, we had floors with trapdoor holes in them, and we had floors with stair holes in them. And inevitably, you kind of always ended up with floors that you didn't need. You either needed solid floors and you had floors with holes in them, or you had floors you wanted a stair hole but you had only a trapdoor or whatnot. So what we're doing, all the floors have a stair hole in them, and we're gonna have inserts so you can seal them up, so you don't get stuck with holes that have floors floors that have holes when you don't want them, or don't have them when you do need them and whatnot. So this is a sampling of some plain floors, which is very similar. These ones look pretty similar to our original wood floors from the Tudor, a little more ramshackle, and then some nice parquet floors. We've got while we're in wood world, I'm so disorganized. So I got a new tooth today. It's fake.
Yeah, I was worried that we wouldn't be able to stream tonight because you literally were under the knife
it's under the knife. It's not I get the real one in a month. They have to make it. You know what? I went to the lab and I had to for color matching or whatever, I go down to this place, and it's literally a whole bunch of this people with these little trays, and they're making fake teeth. It's wild. It looked like it was in a movie. I was like, this isn't real, right? And the guy's trying to take pictures of my teeth, and he goes, well, you have a lot of colors in your teeth, which is not a thing I think you're supposed to want to hear, right? Are your teeth supposed to be white? He's like, it took him 10 minutes trying to figure out all the colors. Anyway, so I'm not quite as I don't have this as prepared as I would have liked to be, because I've spent most of my time having my my mouth poked.
I was hoping you would be okay to do the stream, but you'd be really gassed up,
delirious, and drooling. Yeah, unfortunately not. I was kind of hoping for that too. I thought it'd be lively. In the wood family, this is gonna be something new. I don't know if we showed this yet or not. We've got this guy, which is maybe not so exciting to look at initially. This is.
I think did
we show this last week without the inserts? This is on a secret door wall. So it could be an alternate window or door or just an unfinished wall, but it's gonna have a little panel. Something like this. Thank you, Eli. And using that, you'll be able to. Can you see all these? Yeah. You can put the two solid panels on either side, and it just becomes a solid wall. And you can pop the panels off, and it becomes a door. You can pop one panel off, leave one on, and it's it's just like a hidden cubby, a cache of weapons in there or whatever. You could put the two broken panels together and then break them off as battle damage, or put them on either side and have it be a ruined wall or whatnot, or any combination therein. So it's a pretty neat, pretty excited about this wall because it does a lot, and you're gonna end up with some neat little plank pieces, which I think people are gonna use all over the place. So that's the rest. That's a taste of wood. Where we're going with wood. Oh man, where is the ashlar? Well, did I not pull a picture of? We've shown it previously. So we have this is not a great picture. This is all I've got right now. We're gonna have a fancy wood. So these corner posts and floors are the existing fieldstone, just painted in this color to sort of see what a building would look like. But we're going to have these ashlar walls, which are ashlar blocks made by finely masoned blocks, very smooth, for doing big ornate structures like churches and temples and guild houses and manors and whatnot. These were some color tests that Aaron was putting together, and we're really loving where that color's landing. Where did I have that floor? So then we're going to have some really fancy floors to go with. These are floors that Nina put together. And as well as some more plain floors. So our idea was we were kind of mixing, we're going to give a plain and a fancy, like in wood, it's that ramshackle wood or the parquet. This will have a kind of a plain stone and these really ornate inlaid stone. So you can kind of change up the feel of your building a lot by changing out the floors, but still using all the same walls. Those are the kind of the backbones of the system. We're going to be a whole new collection of wood and stone to complement our existing fieldstone and Tudor. Any questions on that so far before I delve in and see what else we can find? I've just this hodgepodge of photos that are just all over the place.
Let's see. So far, I got a little asking about questions. Oh, Finley's got one.
Hey, Finley.
What method will there be for the floor inserts on these new floors so they don't fall out or be too loose?
Pressure. Intense pressure. Like pressure to make diamonds. Like, just tight pressure fit. Here's a fun sort of sampling of what wood could feel like. And this is with an existing, this is the Tudor wood floor from original cities. And these are corner posts from the original cities in there with some new walls and some accessories that Michelle made. I don't think we've shown these before. Stools made out of barrels.
Vertex brought up a good. So they'll pressure fit like the window inserts. It's not gonna be like the teardrop inserts. It's like the window inserts that we've done before.
Yeah, they're like a really tight, flush fit. Like you'll be able to put lead minis on them and they won't fall
off. Also, a question from oh man, I haven't seen this name in a while. A question from Urinal Burglar.
Yes.
Why does the manufacturing process require a dead side? These floors would be awesome if they were two-sided.
So, funny enough, actually, I think it's on. Hang on. We were originally going to make them.
We initially were going to do them two-sided.
Yeah. Was it on this one?
Turns out it doubled the cost.
The price was. No, it was one of these. I guess it's not one of these. One of these pictures I had. It said. Maybe it was when you said. It said, "Oh yeah, is this side B?" Right. You can see it on the top of that. It says side B there, and you can sort of see it was saying side A here. Yeah, it raised the price a whole bunch, like more than it should, to make them double-sided. And we kind of wanted to put anchor magnets in them for scatter building. And when you bury an anchor magnet in the middle, like we did with the ledges pieces in dungeons, like it just doesn't hold. So it's like it just adds cost and doesn't actually really do much. So we abandoned. We originally were going to have them all be double-sided, but we abandoned that because they were just going to be too expensive. But it's a very, very good question. We also here we're gonna load him some front end beans here. Stefan is also sculpting a set. We'll see what it is. He's siloed off. He doesn't normally do anything in these in the Kickstarters, but he's really into buildings, right? He spent a lot of time in Italy and really is into stone and buildings. So he felt inspired to. He's going to do a little special edition set of pieces. Here's the first sampler. Although if anybody that's on like Instagram, he's posting it all over Instagram and stuff. Whatever. But so it's going to be a kind of these heavy, pointy brick things. It's like I don't know how to describe it. There's some building in Florence that he saw that looked like this that he's emulating. So there will be a special wall, floor, corner post, or something 8-piece set of the Picorni stone. So that's in addition to the full offering of ashlar and wood. We have, let's see, what do we want to look at here? In addition to buildings, we're going to have, we didn't, wow, that was cool. I just swiped up and it's transitioned. We have a courtyard wall system. So here's some sculpts we showed the last time we were playing with the sort of the mocks, but here are some sculpts. So these work with. Oh, please stand by! I did not turn the other camera on. Oh no! Yes. Okay. Courtyard walls.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually shown sculpts for these yet. We just had the 3D printed prototypes.
They were not even they were just like mock.
They weren't even prototypes. But just like they were geography tests.
Geography. Where are we?
Yeah.
They could all of those things. Right. So these were this is the geometry that we sort of show that it's going to be these pieces that you can use to hold your city builder walls and make fences and courtyards and whatnot. So now you have here's a little taste of some of the sculpts, and this is Lisa Sell sculpting these. She's a sculptor. We've been a newer sculptor to us. She will be at Origins with a little booth.
That's in June, I believe,
yeah. Yeah.
If
you want to go say hi to her.
Cautious is wondering, courtyard wall, will you have gardens for them? How do they sit in a set of Empire Streets? They'll just sit on top of sidewalks or whatever ground you want to use, basically.
That's a great question, right? So one of our one of the core premises of the new cities is that we are focused on scatter building. You know, they're building on top of whatever surface rather than building in line with sculpted tiles. So the original cities, we assumed everybody was going to be building in line with sculpted tiles, but the reality is a lot of people don't build like that. What happened?
They're asking if the mic was far away. I think it just...
why don't I do this? Hold on. I'm going to try something. I'm going to move it to another... I gave myself a second tether for it, a base for it, for just this sort of situation. Let's see if this is... All right, how's that? Now I have, like over here. Oh wait, I should turn this on. Wait a second.
What holds it together so they don't get bumped and fall out?
These are gonna have a anchor magnet in the bottom, so if you're building on a terrain tray or a battle board, something can stick. But otherwise, they'll just gravity.
Yeah. How well will the scatter work with Wildlands or Dread Hollow? In theory, pretty well. It depends on how bumpy the piece is.
Yep. Well, we may have. We'll have some stuff to show at some point of that. So, the courtyard walls are a sample of sorts of toolbox. Right, we want to have a lot of these called these toolbox kits of just neat collections of pieces that you can use to build a whole bunch of things. A lot of reusability. We've got. I don't know. What do we want to look at? We've got. Where the heck was the courtyard while we're there? I had a little layout of the lineup, and I don't know where it went. Oh, there it was. Oh no, I don't know. This was a sample of like the sorts of things you could do.
See a couple people asking if the cages will fit in there, and I think we tested it out, and the cages do slot in.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't perfect. Yeah. We also are going to have roofs, which will do something like that. So these are like early. These aren't even sculpts, right? They were sort of test. I mean, there's sculpts of. This is what Toby was just working on, just cleaned up the other day. There's going to be a beautiful sort of chipped slate wood sides, and we're going to have them in two different color schemes. So we're going to have a green and a black with some undertones of purple, which will complement. We spent a lot of time. Aaron and Hamster spent a lot of time looking at the existing terracotta and blue slate roofs and trying to figure out what are some what are some new colors that'll look good with those, that won't duplicate those, that will make a really nice palette for the whole city, so you can mix and match your roofs. Go on. At some point we'll do a whole segment on the roofs. We have a lot to look at there, but these are early test. It was kind of Toby basically did some sculpts to like 75%, and then we cast them up quick so we could paint them and test and see what it was going to feel like, and then go back and finish them based on what was working and what wasn't, trying different textures on the sides and figuring out what to do on the top and whatnot. So I'm very excited. This roof system is going to be just dynamite. So we will demo that extensively once we have some nice, good final bits for it. We have an interior wall system. Where the heck did those? We've shown that sort of at some point. These little guys, little freestanding interior walls. We're working a magnet and metal situation topside to help give them some stability, and anchor magnets on the bottom if you want to build like right on terrain trays or something for a quick, fast, affordable build. And they let you do something like a picture somewhere. Where did that go? Something like this. You could. The point is to let you break up your the insides of your buildings and have interesting playable interiors with doors and passages and whatnot. So there's this is a door. It's hard to see on the left, upper left, and whatnot. So I think you could potentially just take a bunch of these in a terrain tray and build some quick encounters. Same with the courtyard wall system. You could do same sort of thing. Build a quick encounter. Whatnot. We've got this is what I wanted to spend some time looking at tonight, was this scaffolding system. So here's some mocks of what we're looking at, something like this, and here are some sculpts. It's a little hard to see because they're cast in translucent resin. But Eli was finishing these things up. So they're really nice wood, weathered wood. And what's noteworthy about them is that they're thin, right? So the total thickness is the same thickness as a floor, but they so for vertical, for stacking and whatnot. But they are then you can sort of see from the sides. They're not even finished here. Right? They have like the thin deck at the top, and then so they'll have a nice look to them when they're all built out. And I was going to show some of that. Ooh, you ready for a bean? I'll do a fun, I guess these are all beans, but this is like a neat one. I don't think we've shown this before. This will be part of that lineup, is a 6-inch bridge piece that has paired pegs on the sides. And we
never showed this before, I don't think.
No. Yeah, I'm really excited for this thing. So this will be for linking widow's walks between roofs, or a couple of different decks, or docks, or balconies on buildings, or connect it. It's good because paired pegs. You can use it with all your Wildlands stuff, like anywhere you would have used that natural bridge, wherever you can use this. So very, very excited, and hard to tell from the picture, but it's 1.25 inches wide. So it's really friendly to 32 millimeter wargame bases also. So it's a neat, and it has a 1-inch dip. It's also kind of hard to see from the picture, but it has a nice dip to it.
Looks pretty dangerous with no railings. That's what raises the stakes, right?
We're if you've seen all the bridges we've made in days, I think we made railings once. I don't know. We're not heavy on railings.
Had a couple people wondering if this can be extended. I believe that the way the peg system works, you should be able to peg 2 of these.
You can. It'll give you it'll look like a seagull or whatever. But you can. It's designed, and once we have a bunch of working pieces together, it's designed to work with the rest of the scaffolding system. So you could do a thing and then have like a 2-inch flat platform between, and then drop into another and whatnot. But it's not really designed to like make like a crazy 18-inch long, narrow Indiana Jones bridge, per se. It was, we did that with the bridge, the suspension bridge from Caverns Deep, and it was like, I still wasn't satisfied. It's really hard to make a thing that's modular, that also has character and gravity to it, but then can be modular and can fix the size, whatever. So we wanted to do something that was fixed, that had a, could look really good for the one thing it was going to do, and then it has a lot of modularity in that you can connect a variety of things to the ends, and then connect it between bits and whatnot. But we were trying to make something that was a neat, did one thing really, really well, and it's going to do that. So this is actually what I wanted to show, something we were playing with for the scaffolding. And to that end, here's an interior. It's the kind of thing we want to be able to do with these interior mezzanines, using those bits. So we'll come back to this in a second as I show off this other piece. Let's go look at. Is there anything else crucial we should look at? Oh yeah, we got seawalls and things. All right, we'll get it all. Let's look at this. Yeah, I think that's all the key bits. Okay, so let's go to close and cool. All right. What are? Should we play a guessing game?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Oh, good, because we're gonna. Okay. What's the thing when you talk about Lowtown, right? We talk about the wooden buildings, where the unwashed masses are, right? The commoners are. What are the iconic structures people think of? What's the area that you've got to do? What's the obvious thing you've got to do?
Are you asking me, or are we just asking?
I'm asking them, the world.
The first two immediately are tavern.
Tavern. So
boats,
got it.
Ships.
Tavern. No. But stay on target. Tavern. You got it. You had it right.
Warehouses, hostel, crooked houses.
Yeah.
Ships, docks and warehouses.
Yeah, we're good. All right. Wait, it was tavern. Taverns was the answer I was looking for, but
brothel.
Yeah, all these other ones are good acceptable answers too. But the
garderobe. Ships again.
Yeah, no, ships was not the answer. We're not doing modular spelljammer.
2 separate people said ham jammer at once.
We're not. No.
Alley.
Okay, so I maybe guessing games are a bad idea. You have to do a tavern. Now we're talking D&D. What's the iconic tavern that for some reason lots of people seem to be obsessed with? I don't understand exactly why.
Oh, that one that Massive Mario runs. Large Luigi, whatever his name is. Yeah, a bunch of people said. A bunch of people are saying it. Yawning Portal.
Yeah. So we're like, well, if we're gonna do taverns, a lot of people are gonna be clamoring for a Yawning Portal. So we're like, well, Jesus, and a lot of pieces. Whatever. This is what we got. You ready? Oh, I should have just shown the piece and said, "Can you guess what this is for?"
Yeah,
that would have been a better way to go about it. Yeah. Okay. Hey, what could you use this piece for? So this is a foam mock-up. A lot of times, before committing doing work in sculpting in clay is a slow, laborious process. Jamming something out quickly in foam or in 3D and then 3D printing it out. Like this, right, for the scaffolding, like this was a test of is this the right kind of approach? Much faster and easier to tweak than clay. Like once you commit to clay, you can't really make many changes. So we tend to make and test geometry in some sort of analog form first before we get to it, so you can see how it works with the other stuff. See, is it going to do what it wants to and whatever. So this is all you need to make yourself a standard issue Yawning Portal. So the idea is a 4x4 footprint piece. Maybe it's really hot, the white, isn't it? There we go. Darkness. With corner posts like usual, except one side is cut out. This one in this case is probably going to have 3 anchor magnets on the bottom. We'll get to that in a moment. And a baked-in railing. The idea is that railing will mesh. We'll get to that in a second. So if you take 4 of these, boom, you can make yourself a yawning portal thing. And yeah, I know it's not to scale. Like, right, the official yawning portal is, 60 feet across or something absurd, which is just doesn't make any sense. But this does fit. Well, conceptually, this isn't perfect because I just jammed it out rough out of the phone. Light puck. So, where's that?
Apparently, it's 40 feet across.
So there you go. See, I'm clearly math and geometry, my strong suits. Is it really 40? No.
This would be made of wood, right?
Yes, this would be made of wood.
Yeah.
Is it really 40? I thought it was 60.
Yeah.
Because 40... No. That's only 8 inches.
I don't really play pre-written content usually.
Yeah. Anyway, well, it's too big. So the idea we here was to make something that could... can we see that? Well, could fit our light puck, which opens up a bunch of fun possibilities, such as, oh, wait a second, you could use this to put any of our inserts from what was that thing? Wildlands. Right? You could do that, whatever, or just take the light puck out and use the Codex Vault insert and whatever. Yeah, right. So it's something like, okay, that's a neat way to do that. They don't have it, but this one put a hard to see. Hang on, let me get. Can I put them over here? No.
Why not an 8x8 with a hole embedded? This is easier to produce.
Cheaper.
Is, I think, one major thing.
Well, you'll see. Hold the horses.
And there's more that we'll get into.
So the idea is that it would have a little pole accessory hole, so you could decorate it up. Yay! Yeah. Then of course the next bit is like, well, why make it one piece when you could make it removable, right? So now
One Piece is one of the greatest anime ever made.
You lost me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Is Toshiro Mifune in it?
What?
No. So the idea is, if this is removable, then you get yourself a neat floor with a cutout in it, which you can use then with your, once again, a bunch of the other Wildlands bits or whatnot. Also works really nicely with, say, the scaffolding or 2x4 floors, so you can then build. But I for the life of me, I can't figure out how to keep things centered on a camera. But it lets you then start building other interesting shapes and the like, and use it as a just becomes alternate floors. Even more fun, you can. Let's take these. Take the railings. You can reverse them if you want. This is where those little anchor magnets come in. So you could flip them around, and then what did I stilt these up on? I can't remember. Was it 1 inches? Is this
Probably stilts.
Yeah, I don't remember what size the. Man, I go quick and dirty a lot of times on these.
Would that be a dais height? Merc wants to know.
I can't remember. These are not the. These aren't the right dimension vertically, so I can't remember what the exact height is. But it is. It's whatever the height of these railings are, and we'll get to that in a sec. So this lets you then you could use it to invert and do more of a more of a yawning portal-y thing or whatever, then you can put you put your water down there, whatever. Or if you extend it out, these will be the same. They'll be the same height as the railings for the scaffolding. So you can, let's see, if I'm going to go backwards on this. Does that even work? I hadn't thought that out. I got to get the right height. Well, and conceptually, it's good. It's the right height. So the idea is that you could then do like a gladiator pit or something, or the fighting ring in the basement of the tavern or whatever. You could build it like that. Or, of course, if you're back topside, it is you can take the way these mocks are a little questionable.
Do you think we would do these shapes just in wood, or would we do it in stone as well?
Just wood. So the idea is you could then you could use this to be a variation on the scaffold system. So if you want to do a boardwalk wraparound or a mezzanine or some interesting raised thing or whatever, you could use these in conjunction with the other scaffolding bits to do some really interesting railing bits. Or this could be by on the seaside by the port or whatever. Whatnot. So suddenly this becomes a wonderfully versatile piece that just extends out the rest of your building possibilities. Oh, that's what I was showing you. The mezzanine that I was doing before in wood, you could use if you had a 2x4 wood floor with this, and you were doing the railings. You could do a nice mezzanine, like that second story of your warehouse or whatever. You could have this nice curving mezzanine around with a railing that matches in line with the rest of these. So that was kind of the I think that's the core premise of the yawning portal floor piece, which becomes then hopefully a nice utilitarian piece. So that's why we didn't do one 8x8 with a cutout. Was if it was a 4x4 with this removable railing piece, it gives you more flexibility on the ways you can build. You could do like a like the basement of the thing with the submarine, like you have the water under there, and you have you have like your hidden base with the sub down there or whatever, like the diving port. You could do negative space down in your basement and have build this around it or whatever. It seemed like we got a lot more utility out of the piece than one solid 8x8 with a hole, which A would be way more expensive, and B it only does one trick. This way we're going to be able to do hopefully a bunch of different tricks and plays nicely with the Wildlands stuff and the light puck. And then you could go even higher and do stuff like you could put. I haven't even tried that. You could conceptually stack two of these. How does this even work? Like you could have one right side up, one upside down, and then actually have like a bigger, deeper. Becomes a 2-inch drop. I think the idea is this is 1 inch. It's supposed to be 1 inch above the floor is the correct dimension. I think matching this. So maybe I did get this the right size. I don't know. It's been a little while. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's been a while since I played with this mock, so I can't remember if I had it precise. Yeah, it is pretty close. No, actually, it's low. I take it all back. It's shy. Anyway, any thoughts, questions about the yawning portal thing?
I got a lot of thoughts. Is that the same diameter as the Dungeon of Doom large curved insert floor or fill-in floors?
No. The backfill? Wait, because this is its own weird diameter. This thing is because of the light puck, it's like 94 millimeters in diameter. Something. It's a slightly odd diameter.
Yeah.
But it's enough. It's just enough that if you take the railing off, you get a really nice 2 inches at the end here, which works out really well for us.
Could you throw some small castle tower walls over, in, and around the circle negative? Or how does that match up?
Well, It should be perfect, but where the heck did I have that tower? Oh,
here. You got the rabbit special there anywhere?
Yeah, the remnants of it.
All right.
So yeah, it'll line up.
The small tower stairs, Vertex is saying.
Is that gonna? Oh yeah, once it's removed, it'll fit inside because then we have a 2-inch. Yeah, it'll fit nicely in there. If you remove the railings, it'll fit in there. And the stairs will fit in there also.
What's the length on the regular castle walls, like the straight walls?
4 inches.
So in theory.
You could
probably get like the floors up there and do the curve around you could maybe build up around
kind
like that?
of.
It's a not. It's a very complicated ask.
Yeah, but you could make conceptually you could make like a wooden boardwalk around, like if these were wood. Put this in. You could do like a wooden thing around like that. Conceptually, you could do something like that.
Huh. We could spend a long time just going in on that.
Yeah.
Man, compatibility is going to be wild for this. Let's see.
It's a good question.
Could you cover to make it a stage too? Maybe something from the scaffold system would work. Could make a stage either in a corner or all together like this in the round.
Yeah, like if you had
if you had some kind of flat that you could put on top of it.
Well, you could stack two.
Codex vault could be. Well, it's a little rundown.
You're saying like this? It's like a corner stage that you throw in the corner of the.
Okay.
Of the tavern, is that what they're saying? Like, and then possibly. You put some stairs. Where are those little guys?
Could make a stage either in a corner or all together like this in the round. How does this Kickstarter compare in scope, piece count, etc. compared to previous ones?
Wildlands in size, conceptually.
Yeah. I think the answer is due to repetitive geometry. There's a lot of stuff that can be done, and we could be here all night.
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes. I mean, that was what was sort of exciting about it becoming, like instead of making a dedicated 8x8 thing with a hole. It's gonna be you're gonna find fun uses for this floor. You know, the other neat thing is I don't have an let's see where's you can put it works really nicely with this guy, the light panel, because it's 8x8. So you can use it. You can put do some sort of light panel shenanigans with it, or put this under. We wanted something. We were looking for other ways we could support light panels, other things that you could do. Something like that. Let me put it. Should I plug it in?
Will there be larger floors for cities with all these inner walls?
No, they're capping out at 4x4. We've found. Look at that, it's bright.
Are the wooden curved railings potentially able to attach to the new fascia pieces to create an arch awning on a building? Trying to think of more uses for them.
So far we haven't found another good thing that they do, but yeah, there's nothing else that has this diameter curve yet. But we will see. But they do really nicely if you're trying to do stuff with the railings and the floors. Because the railings, so the scaffold railings will also affix to the floors. Right, so you can stick the scaffold railings onto your wood floor. This is going to be a wood floor rather than scaffolding. So, but the railings will match the scaffold railings. So then you mix and match in a nice way. Yeah, it fits with a light panel. Like what else? What else do you need? A lot for.
We should run giveaway.
Oh yeah, good idea, Chris.
What's a good word?
Bowling alley?
Bowling alley? Like all one word?
Yeah, I don't know. That was the best. That was the best suggestion of iconic.
All right.
Iconic building.
A $50 gift card to the Dwarven Forge web store could be useful for this restock coming up. It is available internationally. It does not matter where you live. If you want a chance to win it, no, we're not doing Spelljammer. The word is bowling alley. All one word, all together. If you want to enter to win this gift card, type in bowling alley, all one word. No space between bowling and alley. It's got to be one word. I'm only allowed to put in one word. There it goes. It's filling up the chat. All right. If anybody asked a question, wait for everybody to finish typing bowling alley, and then type it again after that slows down. I have lost everything that was being said before bowling alley.
It was a good time to bring up Spelljammer then. Like, are people really excited about Spelljammer?
They got space clowns. Man, how can you not have fun with this?
This floor or Spelljammer?
You can't be nostalgic for 80s media and be like, oh, Spelljammer's cheesy and I don't like it.
Yeah, I want to like it. Maybe they'll make it. Maybe they'll make me like it.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. That's a good point. Bowling alley, if you separate the words differently, could be bowl in galley.
Ooh, so Modular Ships confirmed?
That's literally what the second part of Drossie's message was. It was bowl in galley hyphen
Modular Ships confirmed. Yeah, well, I'm glad they're on the same page.
Spelljammer confirmed means Dwarven Forge Sci-Fi will tie in, right?
Oh,
here's the thing: Spelljammer isn't really sci-fi. It's still fantasy. It's just space fantasy.
It's science fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bowling Galleon.
Very
good. How would an LED alcove play with a curved floor?
Oh, that's an interesting.
What is the diameter on those? They're still a 2x2, but they're curved.
No, they're a
Are they not 2x2 for this point?
They're 2 inches plus 2 walls, which are 3/8. So it's 2 and.
Whatever happened with the Sci-Fi mini Kickstarter, it is in development. We're gonna do it after Cities probably. This Friday actually is the monthly development meeting for it.
Sci-Friday, the last Friday of every month. So it doesn't. It's a weird dimension.
Yeah, we don't know if it's gonna be a Kickstarter, but we are.
Oh, I meant the alcove is a weird dimension. But the Sci-Fi is its own. Yeah, it's a 2 inches wide plus 3/8 on either side, so 6/8, 3/4. So it's 2 3/4 in diameter, which is. This is 4 inches in diameter. Although I guess if I put these railings on, that gets closer. But yeah, it's a good question.
Is Dragonlance more your speed?
People are asking. I liked Dragonlance when those books came out. I was in 8th grade, 7th grade, 9th grade. I don't know. And it was I read them ravenously. Like I read, I don't know, what was the third one? Dragons of Winter Dawn or whatever. I read that in 36 hours or something when it came out. I was very excited. But I never played D&D in Dragonlance. It was, I don't know. I liked the books, but it didn't drive my D&D experience so much.
Mysterious Planchette wants to hear the rest of your explanation for sticking to 4x4.
Dark Sun. What was it?
Dark Sun?
No, that Dark Sun. That was cool. That flipped everything on its head.
And it only uses 4x4.
Yeah. 5d4 for your stats. That was like, you're like, whoa, it's so dangerous. You have to have better stats. The other reasoning for 4x4, I mean, the big driver for 4x4 was then we could make smaller pieces, which were more affordable. So you could do the whole thing with 4 smaller pieces rather than one really big expensive piece, and they just became more modular and they played. The big seller was when we figured out that they could line up with the 2x2s and the 2x4s, and then become part of the rest of the system we were doing in an interesting way. Like they bridged 4-inch floors and 2-inch floors in a really neat way. Right, you could do 2 of them to make a 2x4, and that was the big driver.
Awesome.
And figuring out
we've been on this for a bit.
Bowling alleys.
The other stuff on the show.
All right, so let's look a little bit at some of the elevation we were playing with. You said we hadn't really touched. People were asking about that on Discord or something.
Yes. We haven't really checked in on elevation.
Yeah. So we'll just look at a couple of pieces today. So the big driver, the big thing we wanted to do for cities was, we were talking about, vertical play is something we're really excited about. Right? As soon as you put stuff in 3D, you want to go up. You want to go in that third dimension, that Z-axis. When we had the Dungeon Dudes on, I don't know, when was that? I guess it was during Wildlands. I feel like it was just a few months ago, but it was like 2 years ago. But
we had them on after that.
Was it after?
Their book.
Oh, their Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yes. Which was maybe the next summer. I don't know. But anyway, they were talking about how playing Drakkenheim with all the buildings built out, suddenly it was this 3D, it was this playground for Kelly's Monk. It was like everything was fun. So that was like, that's kind of the driver in this city is like, we want to make a 3-dimensional playground, right? Where we can go up and do a lot of stuff. And so obviously we knew we were going to have things going up in increments of 2, right? So if you're stacking your buildings on top of each other. But 1 inch, we've never done 1 inch, true 1 inch increments before. And that seemed to be really exciting because it lets you, if you're doing buildings, and you can make them look different easily by going up 1 inch. Now they're not at the same height, right? The problem with the existing stuff is everything goes up in 2-inch increments. So basically you're always the same height. You're always at the same increments. If you throw 1 inch in there, now you've got odd numbers, and it opens up everything. So, and then we've found other places where 1 inch elevation got interesting and did fun stuff, such as like these railings being 1 inch. And you say, oh, wait a second, now we can flip them upside down and do 1 inch, or put them right side up and do 1 inch, and they line up with the other 1 inch whatever. So the base piece is going to be this little 2x2 block with like a sewer grate thing. It's going to be something like this, probably with biscuit holes on 2 sides and sort of the cutout arch shape on the other 2 sides. I think it hasn't been sculpted. Actually, Toby did a bunch of work on this piece. So Eli did this neat cobblestone texture, and then we're using the cobblestone texture on the tops of these too, so it'll kind of like, you can make like a cohesive thing. But anyway, so 1 inch, it's exciting. Other than you need ways to get up there, and we knew we were going to do stairs, but the other one, which is somewhat exciting, is a ramp, because ramps give you, once again, more interesting options. And we're doing the ramp will be 2 parts, so that you can go from a floor up to 1 inch, or go down all the way to the floor. And then of course also this then transitions you down to negative space, whatever, right? If you're doing the terrain tray or a battle mat or whatever, something of that sort. So this 2-part ramp gets us a lot of transition, both down to table level or multi levels. So you could do a little ramp and then a flat and then another little ramp and get up another floor height or whatnot, or stick them together and just go and keep going, and then keep going. Right from here, you could go up to the thing and go up to the next thing and whatnot. The next height then that was interesting as well. You got to go 2 inches, right? What does that look like? And I don't even know. I don't have the evolution of this piece, but this is a fun, like, it just doesn't look like anything, but is pretty amazing, this piece. So this is the piece, right? It is not it's not much of a looker, but when you get, it's 2 inches high, 2 inches wide, 1 inch deep. You get 2 of them. We get a couple of pegs, and where's my sweet spot? Right there. So put 2 of them together. Now you have like a neat arch that is 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, but has a nice looking arch, and then you can connect it up with a bunch of these and make your little aqueduct looking bits or whatnot. The fun little kicker on this guy is, where is that mock? Okay, so we're gonna have a variety of narrow walls in Kickstarter, right? So we have one narrow wall currently, right? This stone one, but we're gonna have narrow walls that have say doors and windows and the like. This guy has a little groove in it, such that when you put 2 of them together, you can slot in a narrow wall, and now you can have a little doorway in under your arch, right? Because we want to do that thing where you have like the stairs going up to the second story of the building, right? So you put the boom.
I'm gonna roll the giveaway in like 30 seconds.
Oh, we didn't roll that thing away.
Bowling alley in yet?
We didn't roll that yet. Yeah.
Type it in.
Bowling alley. Just roll it.
Bowling alley is one word.
The bowl in the galley. Yeah.
The bowl in galley. Yeah. Liking these a lot? Yeah. It's a really cool system.
So basically you can, we do a thing where you have your stairs or whatever. We're doing that. Stairs going up to here to get up here. Let's get some little, what are those little steps? Little steps. Come back. Yeah. And then you have your doorway down here to go in, or you could put a window or a solid or whatnot. So I don't know exactly what everybody's going to do with it, but it opens up some neat building options with it. So then we also have, where is my 2x2 mock? Please stand by. Might have to get a drill. Hold on. 2 shakes.
All right. Well, I guess I'll roll this giveaway now. Then. Let's see. Oh God.
Everything's fine.
Sea Goulash.
Congrats.
Sea Goulash has won. Won a $50 gift card. Is that the giveaway rolling in here? Yeah, that's the sound of the giveaway machine in the back.
All right. Congrats.
I'm gonna whisper you real quick. We'll get you that gift card.
Gift card.
In time for the in time for the restock next week.
It's a whisper. All right. So then you can take your 2x2 floor, and you can peg this guy. Do those holes work? Yeah. Boop-a-doop. So you can do something like that. So you can make long, wider bridges or whatnot. But also, conceptually, this should all work. This is going to be wide enough in here then to also fit any of your regular city builder walls. So you can do, once again, interesting multi-level stuff. It can be the it could be under the bridge, or it could be under a walkway or whatnot. But I don't know. You can put whatever you want under there if you want. You can put an LED. Ooh, where's an LED? Just a little light under there, or magnetic, or I don't know.
Yeah, people were asking why the 2-inch high piece was 2 pieces instead of 1. I was like, he's gonna show you. It's got more stuff it can do.
You can put that, like that becomes a neat little alcove. I don't know. There's opens up options for you. Also, it makes if you can break a large piece into smaller pieces, they're more affordable to make and to sell. And you could also do, I don't know, it's going to let you connect it to other bits and do, it's weird. Like you could do something like this. I didn't drill holes in this one, but you could biscuit it to the ramp and then I don't know. There's going to be interesting building possibilities that this will have by being a half-C. The other... what else do we have in here that is ready to show? I'm gonna have
you've already shown quite a bit. What's the working name for those pieces or system? Oh, we had it in the email, didn't we? We had a...
Is it Urban Elevation System?
Yeah, I think Urban Elevation System is what we're calling it. Urban Elevation.
I mean, right now it's 4 pieces. Well, we know we're gonna have a 1-inch stilt.
Yeah.
What'll be part of that? So this will be sculpted stone on the sides to match the rest of these. So you can also use it as a one by one, but it'll have a magnet at the bottom and metal on the top. I cut out the spot for the metal, but I didn't put it in there. I also cut out the wrong side, but we don't need to look at that. So those alone. Oh wait, I have one more. I have to show that's part of this. Oh wait. We got it. Okay. So remember when I asked you guys what some like iconic areas in Lowtown were? You remember what you said besides bowling alley?
Yeah. No.
You don't remember what you said? They remember?
No, I know bowling alley.
No.
Is there something I didn't know about?
No.
Yeah, we said a lot of things first off.
Yeah. No, hang on. Where is... All
right. Cautious was wondering how it looks with the courtyard? You mean like the courtyard walls?
That's a good... Let's look at it first. Yeah, sorry. Before we move on... I'm not moving on. It's part of the thing. But you could put...
He stopped us so hard. He saw water and then we took it away.
It's not boat Stobulus. I'm sorry. It's like... having played D&D with Topulus, I have an extra soft spot in my heart for Nick. So I feel like we can also tease him a little more too because of that.
Well, the entire chat is in on the ship thing now.
Thanks, Topulus.
Thanks. This kind of creates a different way to have like an entrance gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only cut 3 of these, but you have to imagine. Oh man, I didn't have another end thing. Oh, let's put this here. But you can line it up interestingly with these, or you could do that extension gag. Oh man, where are the pins?
If you put 2 long ways next to each other, you can make a half pipe.
That is very true.
Yeah.
You could do something interesting where you put these. Let's see. Put your double door. Where is this thing? And then built like inline. Yeah, built your. I should just lower this. Hang on. Oh. Well, that arm was not sturdy. There you go.
Let's see.
All right, so you could do some sort of...
Tony Greyhawk Pro Skater. That's good.
Oh, I love that. That's our nickname for our 2 kids, is Greyhawk.
That makes a lot of sense.
Grayson Hawk and Greyhawk. Talia came up with that without knowing that Greyhawk was an actual thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So fun, interesting potential here, right? With you could do something with the. I wish I had. I do have another end. Hang on, I gotta.
Is there an opportunity for those to work with the double high wall/doors? That might be pushing it.
Doubtful. If there was a way to have them raised, they would work if... Let's see. If we had a way to just raise... Yeah, we don't have a piece that would do that, but you need something that raised it another 2 inches. We don't quite have something that's a clean 2 inches that also has the slot. I don't. Well, yeah, you could wait. No, that looks funny. You're
saying those 1-inch stilts, maybe?
Yeah, it would be awkward. I mean, you could definitely work. You could flip something on end, and if you pop the grade out and had a thing like that.
Another saying put the castle crenellations on top.
Okay.
You're gonna be able to do a lot.
Yeah, well, that's right. We're trying to have pieces that you can make a thing and do something with. What was that? I was looking for another piece that I had. The end. I don't know where the end walls. I wanted to build a gate up, but yeah, they'll play nicely with the courtyard walls. Moral of the story, for sure. So I was going to show you modular ships. No, but we joke, but there are not going to be modular boats in this. So the docks, the wharf, the seaside, the jetty, shooting the pier, all that good stuff. We're gonna have, you can't have a murder bar down by the dock and not have your dock, right? And so you need to go out to the water. What's the thing you need to stop the water from flooding your city?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it.
You'll see it soon enough.
Yeah, it's a thing where it's like, okay, yeah, I know about this stuff. We don't plan this out that much ahead of time, so I generally don't know what tangent.
And by that much, you mean at all?
Yeah.
Like 0% planning? Yeah. You need a seawall, right, to stop the sea from flooding your thing, like Venice. So
you need a place to take your Chevy to.
Well, it's like a levee, unless it's dry. And then,
hasn't touched a drink in years, actually. Very proud of it.
So this thing looks wild, I think, on paper or mock, especially the 2 colors makes it look particularly weird. So this is peak weird geometry, but it does neat stuff. So, all right, let's turn this light puck. This light puck has just been on party time this whole time.
Yeah, somebody was asking, how long does that go?
4 hours?
Yeah, I was generally speaking, at least 4 hours.
Now I'm just starting playing with it. Stop. Okay. All right. So this, so the idea here, this quirky looking piece is 2 inches long. It's 38 millimeters high. I usually write it on there, and I didn't. I think it's 38 millimeters high, and it is a wonderfully awkward. What is it? It's like an inch and. It's like an 1 3/4 wide or something. I don't know. We'll see exactly. But its primary goal. Where the heck did I put? Oh yeah. If you take yourself a battle board, I don't think it's a secret. I do love me some battle boards. And you take one of your new stilts. Does this stick to anything? Okay. You take one of your 1-inch stilts. I guess you want 2 of them, but I don't have one here. Put them on the back. You lay this thing down over here. Let's flip on this side. Now we start this side. You can make a really fast and easy. I'm not on the camera. Okay, I'm over here. You can make yourself a fast and easy seawall up to holding up this paddleboard. So the idea is that you have 2 different sides. So you could have like you have the plain side or the launch that side. But where's the other one? All right, so you can make a neat looking seawall. Easy way to transition from water up to terrain. Of course, you could use sculpted terrain, right? You could put your imperial streets up here, or you could put a terrain tray and whatever you want on top of it, or a terrain tray on stilts and put it on there, or whatever. But it gets you to a bunch of stuff at a really nice height here. We're at 38 millimeters high. So from that height, what we could do is we could flip this around, have this guy show this side, and then put your like existing docks right up to it, and then maybe you'd want to put a gangplank. All right, you could put a gangplank up. Where am I? Something like that. You could. This is the same. This is the same like 1-inch system. So you could run. You could do like a jetty of your 1-inch bits. I didn't carve this one out, but right, imagine these going out. Or you could turn them sideways if you wanted it to be solid, something like that. You could use your ramp. Go right down into the. Where's that ramp? Go right down into the water. Do something like that. You could use this ramp, and then you'd have to have a 2-inch and a thing, but you could go up to those arches that we had. You could put these arches up here. You could so if you flip around to the other side, see here is this side lets you could put your dock right up. If we pull these pilings off, you go right.
Finley's wondering if the height between the yellow piece and the top piece, if that's the height of the new small steps.
Yes, it is. Something like that. Boom. You can just put this straight in. You can put this guy straight in and then run a ramp up to it. And then from here, you could connect your scaffolds or your whatever and go out. You can also put your... your elevation, your dungeon elevation blocks there. They got sort of a thing or a couple of ramps or any combination there. So it's going to let you sort of transition in a lot of pleasing ways up and down from sculpted ground down to water. Oh, wow, that took a lot out of me. As well as it can this length from here to here is 1 inch, so you stay on your grid. So if you build like right up against this, you get 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Like you stay true to grid. Like the other fun thing is, if that wasn't enough, you can. I don't think I have 4 of them yet, but we'll get there. You can use them as a base. So the idea is they will fit together like the feet. I don't know if this one's perfect, but yeah, it's pretty close. The feet will touch, so you can go like that. So you can build 4 in a square, and then put a tower in there to make like a cool fortified tower that you run your thing out to, or you could put 2 of them maybe decide back to back and put them under your. You could put your castle wall on there, or put two of them put a castle wall in there. It's like a interesting batter base sort of option for your walls. Basically, there's going to be a lot of interesting ways you can use these to kind of fortify up stuff other than just a seawall. But also just they make a great seawall. You can do canals. That was the other thing, right? You can put them on either side of your water, pave out the tops, and make a canal through the middle. Because people are going to want to do that. You can use them to. You could use them to make an interesting elevated road, right? Just put your imperial streets, pave them out up like that. I don't know. It's one piece, right? It's one piece that's then opening up. It becomes another toolbox that we're doing something like that. Right, it's fun. So that's those are what five elevation pieces. Something a 2x2, 2 ramp pieces, a stilt, an arch, and a seawall. I got 6 pieces. 6 pieces, big toolbox, and we got a couple more. They're not quite. They're still a little rough around the edges. I mean, these are all still rough around the edges, but they're quite sorted out. Questions there yet?
I like these pieces a lot. Does the yellow part pop out?
No, it doesn't. Because the idea is that one side is like an A side and a B side. So like one side will kind of be without, one side will be bulked out. So that you get maximum versatility out of the same piece. And these aren't sculpts. These are just really rough geometry mocks to just try and figure out how is this going to function as a system. They will get made all pretty.
Got multiple people wondering if we're going to have road ramps.
Not currently. Our plan was to not do any new street tiles and do it as because there was definitely 6 street pieces or something where if we did a couple of a transition, a diagonal, there was some stuff that we could do, but it doesn't stand alone at all, and it felt like it was better to do as a direct to web store or something. We wanted ideally we want the Kickstarter to stand alone as much as possible. And that being said, we do have some pieces for the old buildings which don't stand alone so well, although they do play with the courtyard wall, like the fieldstone walls you could do with the courtyard wall system like that. Where's this thing like this guy. No, I take it back. We're gonna have trouble with that lion. No, is he fitting? Yeah, it doesn't look great actually. And I hadn't actually shoved it in there. We cut off the lion's butt. Oh, on this side it looks good.
Evan O'Shea, the biomes that we're looking at are basically high town and low town, and then those kind of broken down into more specific hero buildings, basically, in those 2 things. Low town, generally speaking, being made of wood. High town, generally speaking, being made of the fancy ashlar stone. Are there plans to offer any of the older pieces during the Kickstarter? No, we're planning to just have this be a bunch of new stuff that will work entirely on its own, but will also combine with the old stuff.
And a huge bulk of the old stuff is available in the web store. Right? We have much more stuff landing on Wednesday, or for sale on Wednesday. And that old stuff, almost all of it still exists, or has is either in stock or will be restocked at some point. So none of it's going away.
Those LED lantern posts finally coming back.
Yeah.
Have you figured out the Kickstarter name?
No. We have a thread with 100 good name ideas, but
yeah, we took a bunch of your suggestions and threw them in there along with stuff that the team was brainstorming. I think we gave ourselves to to the end of May to figure it out.
A healthy amount of procrastination, right? It's just the right right.
Well, it's not procrastination as much as we just keep nothing has felt right yet. There hasn't been a thing that's been said where we've been yeah, that's got to be it.
There's a couple that are pretty good. Yeah. And there hasn't been a Wildlands yet. That was an immediate click. That one was but I don't know. We'll see.
Kasha says, so it's rich/market, poor/docks, seawalls, docks, elevation, and courtyards. Is that everything? It's not everything. There's more. There's a lot.
That's a good start. I mean,
there's a lot of stuff in this Kickstarter.
Don't forget roofs and lots of accessories. We've got.
Yeah, we didn't even show any accessories today. We usually show the accessories in these. We've done a lot of those.
Do we show the? Well, we
haven't really shown any facades either.
We showed these guys. Well, that's because no facades are done yet. So.
True.
These guys are.
We just had the rough geometry.
Here was the that LED fireplace that Michelle's been working on. She's been churning out lots of little detail sculpt bits. Do I have any other? That's all I got on the. Yeah, that's all I've queued up in the. Oh.
I love those barrel chairs. I pitched barrel chairs but with the idea of it'll be a barrel that splits into two parts and it can be two little chairs. Those look nicer than my initial what I wanted. Dude, the modular trash looks so good.
So good.
That's some good trash.
It's the best trash around. We'll be back over here. What are we gonna look at next? Were there any other questions on the elevation or general questions about city? Or any of the things that we've showed so far? We need to dive into more.
Where is the Dwarven Forge for the Blacksmith? We've already made the Dwarven Forge.
It's in Dungeon of Doom. There's a
Dwarven the forge was in the dungeon for some reason.
Yeah,
it is there.
Yeah.
We haven't made it. Any news about a return of the Reliquary's artifacts? I don't think we're at that point yet.
You mean
as pull accessories that we add into this Kickstarter? I think that's a decision that'll be made closer to the actual launch.
I had forgotten whoever. That was a good reminder. Thank you, whoever that was.
That was Paul.
Yeah. I'd forgotten about them. As if we're short on pieces.
Teos is calling you out. Apparently, the Dwarven Forge was in caverns, not dungeons, which is even worse.
Yeah. No, he's totally right. It's.
I think it's the Kickstarter it makes the least sense in.
I don't know why I was thinking. I guess because it was the Cave of Ruin was the encounter right before it, and it was.
Let's not forget that we also debuted our forest terrain in the Caverns Kickstarter.
Yeah, logic. No, Teos should know because he wrote the adventure, so he's committed this to memory. It's good stuff.
What's the third building style? We showed a picture of it earlier. There's not a ton to show yet. Let's see.
The Siphon Stone?
Yeah. Will there be a Steward expansion? No, we're just focusing on above ground right now. We do want to do some more stuff with sewers, but not in this Kickstarter.
Yeah. We're already just trying to do what was above ground. We don't have enough. There's, we can't get everything in that we want to do above ground. So we're trying to really constrain it.
I think this is by far the most systems we've ever had in a Kickstarter. There's so many, modular roofs, modular scaffolding, modular elevation, modular courtyard walls, modular interior walls, two new skins basically for the standard CBS stuff, as well as an expansion of the footprints and shapes for the walls and floor. So there's more of those than we've ever had.
Show all the weird.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff in this.
Weird shapes and accessories. Michelle is churning out more accessories than ever before. It's gonna be action packed.
ETA on Upper City Beams. We've been focusing on getting most of the stuff for Lowtown done first.
Well,
we're trying to get all the stuff in like one area done first so that we can get that produced and be like taking pictures and stuff for it while we finish the other sections, basically.
In true Dwarven Forge fashion, we're going to be going, we'll be working right up until the Kickstarter ends. So we're having learned from our past mistakes, we're trying to get some areas done. Normally we kind of do everything all at once, and it's all patchwork, and then like you can't actually shoot anything because nothing is done in each area. So we're focusing heavily on Lowtown right now, and have not been. We're just trying to finish out all the bits for Lowtown.
Will there be any showpieces? Absolutely, there will be showpieces. We can't help ourselves. We probably shouldn't do showpieces, but we will. We've got some really nice, like little like key accessories and like furniture items that like help to go like, yeah, this is this hero building and stuff like that. Like that LED fireplace that Michelle's doing is like a beautiful. That's going to be a beautiful piece. And the kitchen is going to be like a huge thing.
We have all sorts of, the showpiece stuff happens usually at the end, because you only need one. You can build out all the rest of the stuff. You only need one of those. We don't, versus anything that you need to make in high multiples. We need to get that done first so we can start casting it and painting it. And because that's the thing is like just because you finish the sculpt, it still has to get cast in a bunch and then painted and then built with and whatnot. But yeah,
look at the Reaper Griffin Tavern if you guys have one. So we're not going to be doing, because we did tavern accessories in the original City Builder Kickstarter. So we're doing an expansion of like the bar counter system. We're making a couple more pieces with that will combine with the old bar counters and like add like some more shapes and like footprints to it. But I don't think we're gonna do like the food and stuff scatter because we did that before, unless we do
a little bit of light scatter. But we're trying to. There will be some tavern stuff because everybody needs to build taverns, but we're expanding out beyond trying to fill a lot of areas of the town, all at once.
Let's see. Sitting here thinking of a good name. Hey, if you think of one,
send it ota@dwarvenforge.com.
It sucks. Like it feels like we've had a lot of names where it's like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good name, but like just nothing has felt right yet.
And it also,
I feel like there's going to be a moment where like somebody like says something and we're just like, oh yeah, that's obviously it.
It also it kind of doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but like we agonize over it. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's the frosting. But yeah, there hasn't been that magic lightning bolt yet.
Our build of the month still a thing? No. We have kind of moved into, instead what we're trying to do is make evergreen bundles. We're launching a bunch with this next restock. The issues we were having with build of the month were, well, one, it was a stock related issue and we went a long time without having like good stuff in store. But it was also like to do all that work and then have it go away at the end of the month. It was unfortunate. Because then people would like see it and they go like, oh, can I get this thing? And it's like, well,
no anymore.
We arbitrarily like decided that you couldn't get it after this month, and so if you found us after that, it's not available to you. And it's
the fundamental problem we have across the boards is we're just a tiny company. We don't have, there's 18 of us or 17 of us, and there's only so much bandwidth. And we have, at this point, we're still, we're inches away from finishing up the Wildlands Kickstarter, but there's still a couple of things. There's still some written material that's outstanding for that, as well as a couple pieces, whatever. We have a Reliquaries Kickstarter, which is in production, which still needs to go out. We're developing this Kickstarter, which is going to launch shortly, and needs a whole whatever. We have a couple of other small side things that are brewing. We have a variety of relationships. We have reconfigures. We're trying to do dungeon reconfigures and resculpting some of those pieces. We have bundles and web store graphics and web store maintenance and web store overhaul and t-shirts and like there's just so much stuff. It's like, trying to then also fit in a monthly build that then went away after it was around for 3 weeks and then it's gone. It was like
Yeah, that was really the part that hurt. Was like, it's like, okay, so we did like all this crunch to get this thing out alongside everything else, and then it's gone. So a lot of our focus has been on sustainability and doing things that are evergreen. So making these bundles with the idea of like, we want to be able to have like a number of things for each environment that we can point to and go like, hey, this is a great starting point if you're getting your first Dwarven Forge, or if you need a specific kind of building, or like we're trying to like build them around common locations that you need a lot. And then include like a gift card as a thank you for like buying a bunch at once, basically.
And burning a bunch of time on building the month when we don't have like our dungeon sets are in arrears. Like we're just like, there isn't a easy good way to buy into dungeons. Like, you know, there's all this sort of homework. Like we've never really done put a lot of time into cleaning up our sets and our web store offering, and like onboarding people. Like, hey, how do you learn how to use 3D terrain? Where do you start? What are the pieces? Why would you buy this versus that? What are all the things? Like we've never really tended to our catalog as much. So we're trying to, because that's not as fun, right? It's so much more fun to make little stories and build out things and do whatever. But like doing the maintenance on a store, not as fun, but desperately, we've been putting it off for 10 years. So.
Yeah. So we're trying to do all that homework that we put off doing for years. We're trying to do that now, while we've also been delivering on like our biggest Kickstarter ever. And developing a Kickstarter that might be bigger than that one.
And then just dumping a bunch more sets into the store that don't make sense. Like, it's just these are wonderful problems to have, that we're like drowning in stuff to do. But it's I wish we could just be churning out. I wish we could be doing build of the week.
That'd be awesome, but we would have to genuinely have some people where that's all they did was that. And
we have a lot of.
I know. We've all taken on so many more jobs because we keep adding extra things that we do to onto our plates without ever dropping any of the old stuff, because we can't stop doing something once we start doing it.
Yep.
And it's
Well, you're wearing 9 hats, Chris. You're managing the community, and you're doing video, and you're doing the email blasts, and you're doing marketing, and I don't know what else. I'm forgetting all the you're going to Adepticon, running convention, and you're like.
Oh, speaking of
and you're building bundles.
Earlier, we're going to be at Gen Con. Somebody asked earlier, and I forgot to answer. We are going to be at Gen Con this year.
Yeah.
Is Restock going to have battle boards? No, battle boards are going to be here when Wildlands hits the store, which will be a little over a month, probably, at the rate things are going.
What are we in May? I'm going to say it's mid-July. That's my guess.
Mid-July to be safe. If we end up being earlier than that, that's awesome.
Well, we've had stuff that the EU, that boat to the EU landed on the 10th or something, and it's still in mysterious
It's just disappeared, and we can't find any information on our container right now.
The stuff to Japan has been sitting in mystery customs for 2 weeks. The stuff we don't know what's going on in New Zealand. There's literally the containers that were coming here hit the ground and kind of disappeared. And now they're I don't know. There's so much mystery. It's hard to know where we're gonna be.
Yeah.
What else? Here's a question.
What are the other questions we got?
For next,
the store is light years better than it was just 6 months ago. Yes, we've been working overtime on getting the store fixed. You guys thinking about PAX Unplugged? Oh yeah, we're gonna do PAX Unplugged too.
And we're gonna have we'll have a bunch of the city stuff there. Right.
Yeah, the current plan. How much can we?
We can talk about.
It depends on how scheduling goes, but
everything is gonna change. But yeah,
everything's in the air. Our current plan is with the way when we're planning to do this and when PAX Unplugged is, we're looking at bringing a bunch of the city Kickstarter stuff to PAX Unplugged, because we'll be having the pledge manager going at the same time that PAX Unplugged is happening, so we can have the stuff there for people to play with, and then if it's if you like this, get it on our pledge manager.
Late pledge.
Go get this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have stuff we will have a bunch of stuff at Gen Con. Okay, I take it back. We'll have stuff at Gen Con. I don't know how much we're gonna have ready, but we'll bring to Gen Con whatever we can spare to bring. So we'll have some stuff to look at Gen Con, and we'll have a bunch of stuff to look at PAX, because that'll be post the campaign. Pledge manager should be open and you'll get to look at a bunch of. We can show it off to you in person, and it should be. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we'll see how many how bad an outbreak PAX East was, and I don't know. It's who knows what the COVID situation is going to be like and whatever. But currently, these are our plans.
We missed Jade kind just brought up. We missed a piece of news actually. We officially launched that Dwarven Forge set and piece catalog.
Oh.
It's in the. We've been genuinely. We put so many things up on the store in the last week. The new paint, the shirts, the previews for all the restocks. And,
is there even a link to?
The last couple weeks has been.
Is there a link to the catalog?
If you go to any product listing,
right?
You'll see a link that says hey, if you want to see a breakdown of this stuff, go to the set and piece catalog. And basically, I'll just do a quick rundown of what this is.
We don't have.
It'll be under where you under the add to cart, add to the wish list, under that section. It'll say click to see individual piece images in our set/pieces catalog. That's basically it has the spreadsheet information basically that we keep, the way that we keep track of what pieces are in what and everything. That information was basically fed into this, and so if you have questions about what sort of sets a piece is in, you can type the piece in there and it'll show you every set that it's in. And same thing, you can also go to one of those sets and it'll tell you every piece that is in that set. We don't think this is a tool that's going to be very useful for new customers.
Well, it doesn't have a front end.
Who have collections and are used to our stuff. This should be a really easy way. This should be helpful for if you're trying to finish your collection, basically.
If you're looking for a specific piece or you want to know what's the name of this one piece or whatever, it doesn't have a nice front end yet, a searchable thing. It's at some point we'll give it a better, a filter sort of front end system where you can look, hey, looking for dungeons, or whatever, you can kind of poke around. But we wanted to get it up first.
It's not the prettiest thing. It's all about function. But we wanted to just put it out there and get feedback and say if there's something that's not working about it, please let us know so we can get it fixed.
There's probably a lot that's not working.
Yeah, it's a massive database. It's a massive thing to check the entire thing. So we try to be really thorough about it, but it's very possible that we overlook some things or something.
Oh.
So yeah.
And take a look at the if anybody wants to get t-shirts, really curious, get a t-shirt and let us know how the experience was.
Has anybody? I know people noticed it last Thursday or something. Has anybody gotten one yet, or has it not? Has nobody's arrived yet? If any of you got one, it's been up for less than a week, so it's very possible that it hasn't got anybody yet.
And we haven't advertised it.
Yeah, we also didn't advertise it because we're technically soft launching it to make sure it works. Before we make big social media posts about it or anything. Because we don't want a couple hundred people to buy one and then find out, oh yeah, it's just not working right.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think it'll work though. We ordered some test samples and it all worked fine.
Yeah. I'm wearing them.
Yeah. We're wearing them, yeah. So I think it's all good.
What would people like to see next month's Cities Deep Dive? What should we cover that we haven't covered?
Yeah, let's so if you weren't aware, those of you that are still here that maybe don't know, basically every last Wednesday, the last Wednesday of every month, basically, we're going to do a deep dive like this, with an update on the Kickstarter and stuff. And so we didn't show you everything we have tonight. There's stuff that we showed in past months that we didn't show tonight because there's just so much that to try and show it all in 2 hours is a big undertaking. We'd love to see sewers compatibility. We want to see more scatter stuff, accessories, scatter. A lot of people asking about scatter accessories, basically. Flat roofs. Oh, well, we didn't really talk about the roofs that much today as a whole.
We're close on. I was kind of holding off on roofs until we had a bunch of castings of the real things because we're close.
We've got some good physical prototypes that we've been playing around with in the office. I saw them it's really satisfying to stick them together and then pick them up as one piece. I was doing that in your office a couple days ago.
The we have two pieces are basically two pieces are basically done. 2 more should be done end of this week or beginning of next week. We can get some castings. Like, I think we'll have maybe next month we'll have enough. We could actually have a bunch of castings to play with that have the holes in them. They won't have the biscuit holes, but yeah.
I think last month we actually did a lot of roofs. So if you do want to see roofs, go find the last. It'll be called like the March Kickstarter check-in. It'll be a couple episodes. It'll be like 3 streams. It'll be 3 on the Anvils Go, basically. It'll be 80 or 81 or 82 probably. So yeah, if you wanted to see roofs, we showed them in there. Also, people on the Discord generally keep really good track of this stuff. And if you have any questions about it, there's a lot of people there who will have watched like all of these and know this stuff as well as we do, basically, and can help point you to or help answer questions because there's a lot of you, we can't get around to everything. We're just 2 men.
Well, I think Michelle just made 12 molds, or something she said on Tuesday. So there should be a bunch of new accessory stuff we can maybe look at next month, and
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
it's so cool. She makes her own molds and sends them over.
She was making videos for Miles training. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. We have also Eli was doing some stone logic, just stone logic video of how slate works, and I wonder if that's something. Would anybody want to watch a 10-minute video of Eli talking about how
that would be some really fun behind the scenes content, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't know this existed. Can you send that to me, actually?
Yes, and Michelle.
It might actually be really good to use for like doc content or something.
Yeah. It was really helpful for Toby.
Because he was an architect, right?
A carpenter.
He was a carpenter. Okay.
Toby went to architecture school. Yeah. Now
Toby was the architect. Eli was a carpenter. Michelle blows things up.
I'm an amateur electrician. I've only electrocuted myself twice. So. We could build a house if we needed to.
Oh, Michelle says it's only 11 molds.
Oh.
It's only 11.
Yeah. She's been killing it with cool bits. Well, we should call it a show. I don't know what we're doing next week, but
me either.
Well, and tomorrow night is Arcana. We'll be on talking about augmented reality.
Tomorrow night, Weirdscape, Arcana. If you want to ask questions and see a demo about the augmented reality tabletop system they're developing, where you can use some of our pieces in AR, we're going to have that stream tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, so an hour earlier than we do on the Anvil. It'll be around an hour-long stream, be a bit shorter, but Kyle and Grant from the Weirdscape team will be there with me and Tyler walking you through it.
Should be good. And we'll be back next week with something or other. And then the end of next month, last Wednesday of every month, we'll do another Cities Deep Dive. We'll see what's in those 11 molds from Michelle, and who knows what. Maybe we'll have some roofs to look at, and we'll see what else. But thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for not mentioning Spelljammer. And,
thank God nobody brought up Spelljammer or ships as a whole.
Modular ships that we're not making. Like,
yeah.
It would be the amazing long con if we were like secretly developing like a whole armada of modular ships.
Wouldn't that be wild?
It's not.
It's
not happening.
If we dread hollowed a modular ship system.
Don't even that's not even a funny joke because it's not real.
I know, I'm gonna get everybody's hopes up.
Yeah, no, we're not doing modular ships. No joking is like around. We're not doing modular ships because we have there's so much there's so much to do just on the surface. Yeah, but we have lots of other things to look forward to. So. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week, and good night.